What is up, Know It All listeners? You are in tune to the Know It All podcast, and you've got 2/3 of your crew here, man. Myself and Tate. What's popping, man? How you doing, Tate?
What up, Ma? Just feeling pretty good, man, about this, up into the 4 o'clock games. I'm 7-1-1 in the pick'em, man. So I'm feeling pretty good about this week.
Ooh, yeah. I noticed you made a couple of climbs, and speaking of the fact that we're all picking the same kind of game. I think we one game where we different. So I think you done made at least a two
Hey,
game catch up on.
7-1-1. The only thing that stopped me, man, was that last second missed Bronco field goal, man. It was like 2 yards short.
Hey man, listen. Without Lamar, this is something, and we're gonna get to it, man. We're gonna definitely get to it. But first and foremost, man, we like to thank you guys, man, for watching the show. Make sure you like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube and Twitch, so that when we go live, you'll definitely be able to catch us. You'll get that bell and you'll know that we're there. Also, we are on Twitter now, so make sure you watch us on Twitter. And all of my people that's watching on Twitter, man, we definitely appreciate you. We got a lot to get into, some good sports, some great talk, and some great commentary. But man, before we do, we're gonna get into this. And where you are in tune to the Know It All podcast, man. And man, I'm just gonna dive right in here, man. There's so much going on in sports outside of the actual football games, but we're gonna get to the football games first. Then we're gonna get to some other stuff that is actually happening in the worldwide world of sports, man. But Tate, bro, the Steelers won, man. Steelers won, got off the snide. I know you're happy about that, and we're definitely gonna get into some other games. But how you feel about the Steelers, man? Y'all still got an outside shot to make the playoffs.
I'm not claiming an outside shot. We talked about that on the BTSC podcast. B Dirt and them was letting Steeler fans having it for having faith, man. I said, look, all you got to do, we go this week, we beat Atlanta. Now next week, if Lamar don't play, we got a better chance against Baltimore. And then you got the Panthers, the Raiders, the Ravens, and Browns again. So the Browns struggled today against the Texans, didn't score offensive touchdown. The Houston Texans scored one offensive touchdown. The Browns didn't score offensive touchdown.
Yeah.
But the Steelers look good for the first half, and they slowly.
That defense scored 32 points, Brett. Crazy.
Who's defense?
Go ahead. The Browns, but go ahead.
Oh, yeah, they scored like special teams touchdown and 2 defensive touchdowns. So right there, that's it. But as far as the Steelers go, same thing they did against the Colts. They got to put teams away, man. They got to stop settling for field goals. But I like the direction we headed in, man. I mean, they playing decent offense and decent defense. We need to play good offense and great defense, which we're capable of.
Definitely. So we started out the week with the Bills versus the Patriots, man. Bills versus the Patriots. Bills lit them up, Josh Allen, 24-10. Really no need to talk about that. That was something, a thing of beauty. Dude, this game here just kind of really got to me, man. What is going on, man? The Packers, they stayed in, they keeping their playoff hopes alive, man. They beat the Bears 28-19. Dude, I mean, what's my guy's name? It's not Christian Watson. What is this receiver's name?
It is Christian Watson.
He done lit up. He got 7 touchdowns in 3 games, man.
He got 8 in the last 4.
It's crazy.
I think Romeo Dobbs going down forced Aaron Rodgers have to pick one of these young guys to be the guy. It ain't Sammy Watkins. Randall Cobb will come out there and get you a third down. You move the chains every once in a while, but throughout the whole game, he's not going to cause no matchup problems. So, Christian Watson's that guy, second round pick out of South Dakota State, 6'4", 4.4 40 speed. He has all the measurables and things like that. They just started to put together. Aaron Rodgers getting the rhythm with him. So, I don't know if Green Bay makes playoff either. I think they just 5-7 also, but you never know in that NFC, man. The Vikings won. So the Vikings I think are 9-2.
Vikings are 10-2. Vikings are definitely 10-2. So, it's one of those things where the Vikings are keeping pace with the Eagles. The Eagles are 11-1. The Vikings are 10-2.
They pick up a half game with both the Commanders and the Giants game because they tied. And the Packers won. So they pick up a half game on both of them. That might be better than one of them winning. You know what I mean? Picking up a half game on both is better than picking up one game on one.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I agree some more. But yeah, man, when you think about it, I totally expected Justin Fields to run all over him, which he did, but he got tired, and Aaron Rodgers became Aaron Rodgers. He just at some point he does his thing. The game that's shocking me right now, man. Listen, the game that has me like bumfuzzled, is
not bumfuzzled.
Bumfuzzled. Yeah, bumfuzzled.
We already talked about Texas thing.
We already talked about the Steelers and the Falcons. Dude, the Vikings, man, here's the thing. The Jets are good. Let's not act like the Jets are not good. The Jets versus the Vikings. The Vikings won this game 27-22. The thing about the Vikings is, can I say this? The Vikings are challenged, bro. Like, I don't know if they're really that good. I don't know if they're as good as we think they are. Their record shows that they're 10-2, but this really should be like a 8-6 team. Like they really, an 8-4 team. They really shouldn't have that many wins. They just keep getting lucky at the end of the game. It's a sign of a good team, but tell me what you think about the Vikings. What's your opinion on the Vikings, bro?
Man, I think they got good skill players. I think they got a solid defense. I think at the end of the day, it comes down to Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is serviceable. He's not great. Kirk Cousins won't lose you games, but he won't win you many either. So, I don't know what his stats was today. Maybe you got the stat line, but he didn't do anything super impressive. I think, the difference is going to be when you get down, and maybe the NFC, you get away with it. You play an aging Tom Brady. You play Dak, Dak's a little better than Kirk Cousins, but they close on tiers.
Let's talk. But go ahead. Go ahead.
So you got to in the NFC, Jalen Hurts. He's not one of the elite quarterbacks. He could have an MVP season, but he don't scare. But the boy threw for 380 today, 3 tubs and ran 4 tubs. So let me just cool out on Jalen Hurts a little bit. Matt Stafford ain't going to be in it. Geno Smith. So the Vikings can maybe get through depending on Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy G went out on the court today, man. So he's hurt. So.
Yeah, he's hurt. But I think Purdy give him a little more mobility if he gets some reps. I'm not saying he's going to take him to the Super Bowl, but he can win a couple games if Jimmy out a couple games.
Yeah, definitely. Kirk Cousins stat line, 21-35, 173, and 1 tutty. You know what I'm saying?
21-35, 173.
Yeah. Not great.
Not great.
Not great. Not great by any means. But it got him a W. Now, here's the team we always talk about. And I told you, man, teams are starting to find their identity later in the season. So these teams that were getting easy wins in the very beginning of the season, they ain't easy wins no more, man. Detroit, 40-14 over the Jaguars today, man. And I'm going to tell you, they put on a show. Jared Goff, 31 of 41, 340 and 2 tutties. You know what I'm saying? D Swift had 62 yards in a tutty. And St. Brown today, 11 for 114 and 2 touchdowns. And DJ Chark, 5 of 98, 5 catches, 98 yards, 19.6 per catch. Hey, Detroit is problems.
And Jameson Williams will be coming back soon. But you see what I mean? Jared Goff is better than Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, he is. He is though. Jared Goff is better than Kirk Cousins.
But that ain't saying like we don't really respect Jared Goff as a great quarterback.
We don't. We don't. B Dirt done already started. We gonna get there in a minute, man. They already started with the Go Blue. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We got Tennessee and the Eagles. I picked Tennessee because I literally thought that they would have a better game, but AJ Brown took them to the dojo just by himself. We don't even have to talk about this game. I mean, literally, he took him to the dojo by himself. Ryan Tannehill was the Russian leader. They took Derrick Henry out of this game and totally annihilated the Titans. The Browns were 27-14 over the Houston Texans. This is something I have to pause and pump my brakes on, man. I'm sickened by this. So here's the deal. I feel sorry by any victim that, in that whole Deshaun Watson debacle. But when you buy tickets to go sit inside of the press room to watch the same man you said did something to you, I'm confused, Tate. I'm confused. Help me with that. I don't get it. It just seems like a money grab, and we're here to antagonize you. And then you put it in the public eye. Yeah, we got a skybox to go see Deshaun Watson. Why? I don't get it. Y'all help me with that. KnoItAllZ, help me with that. I don't understand what's going through your mind. If somebody did something to you, you got paid for it. Now you want to go watch him, and then you put it out in the public that you're going to go watch him. I'm confused. Help me with that, Tate.
Well, I do think it's an attention grab. You know what I mean? They're gonna get press if they show up. I mean, but it's not much different than it's what? How many of them is 25 of them?
Yeah,
24 of them, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they really can't stand out front with picket signs and picket with 24 victims. So they get a skybox, get some camera on them. They was picking in games when Michael Vick got his dog fighting the rest. Peter was out there. People was picketing. People, so I mean, it's a NFL game is a platform. You know what I mean? So,
But if this person really harmed or wronged you, why do you want to be in the same building, Tate? I mean, to me, being in the same building doesn't even make sense. But hey, man, who am I?
I don't know that you can be afraid to confront the person accused of doing these things.
I mean, but that's not confrontation. It's not confrontation when you put it in you say put it in the news. You purposely seek out a newscaster and you tell them, I'm going to the game. We got a skybox to go see the person that hurt me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for these women. I'm sure they have their reasons, and I'm a guy. I don't know what kind of closure or finality that brings to them, or kind of facing the monster in the room. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, but if you're gonna go face the monster in the room, do it silently, right? You don't have to sound the tom-toms to make people say, okay, here I go. I'm going to go do it.
It still puts negative press on him. That could be part of their game plan. It still allows them to, like, they're gonna get talked to. It's gonna get exposure. They can make money from this too. You know what I mean? So, hey, I don't know.
I get it. I get it. So I don't know. So, but needless to say, the fact of the matter is that when it comes down to it, we're looking at Deshaun Watson getting a victory, and he got a victory in his first start back. What did you think about his play today?
Go ahead and read his number. He on Kirk Cousins level.
He is on Kirk Cousins level.
Worse than that because he didn't throw a tub.
Yeah, he's on Kirk Cousins level. When we look at him, 12 of 22, 131, one interception.
Terrible.
It was bad. It was bad. Yeah, definitely was bad. So our next game we have here, man, is the Giants and the Commanders. Bro, this game tripped me out because I was literally thinking Washington was going to win in the wee seconds of the game, and then I was literally thinking that the Giants were going to win at the end. They came to a tie, man. Second tie this season. What do you think about that, man?
I think I feel like the Giants gave the game away at some point. I mean, I know they up 20-13 for most of the fourth quarter, and they let and then I think they scored a touchdown. Didn't the Giants go for 2? They could have had 21. Yeah, so I don't understand that by Brian Daboll. I mean, I guess it's being aggressive, but so it seems like to me you could have won the game in regulation 21-20 if you just kicked your extra point.
If you just would have kicked your extra point, bro. The Ravens versus the Broncos. We had Lamar Jackson getting hurt, man, and definitely Lamar Jackson going down. That's a different Baltimore team, man. They barely scrapped out an ugly win, 10-9. I don't really have nothing to say about the Ravens. They kept pace in their division and the AFC as a whole. But bro, man, what is going on with Russie, dog? Like 17-22, 189, no tutties, no interceptions. I mean, what's going on, man?
Man, I think it's that offense. The offense really misses Javonte Williams, the all-purpose running back. He's been out for 2 months now.
Yeah.
They miss him. They finding some with the rookie tight end Dolich. They finding some with him. I mean, Russ got to work on his chemistry with Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton. They got some good receivers.
He do.
The defense plays great. I don't know why they struggle to score points. I think they're the worst offense in the NFL right now.
Yeah, it's bad. It's super bad right now, man. It's super bad, and I feel bad for Russie, man. I definitely do. The Dolphins right now are keeping pace. I mean, it's 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It's 23-17, so the Dolphins are only a touchdown behind right now. The 49ers. Tua's having a game, but he threw two interceptions. Definitely 13-25, 261, 2 tutties, 2 interceptions.
If you look at Tua's 2 worst games, this one so far, and the game against the Steelers, Tua doesn't perform well with pressure. He doesn't.
Yeah.
You can see him panic. A quarterback that's usually very accurate, it takes his accuracy off when he's under duress, under pressure. He doesn't make the same accurate. He don't throw the same accurate darts when that pressure is on him. It looks like that game is 2nd and 10. The 49ers are in Miami territory too.
Yeah,
they're on
the 49ers.
A field goal can make that real tough this last 11 minutes if they need 2 scores.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
It would be 26-17. They need 2 scores.
Well, let me see. Yeah, because you're right. Because I was trying to see if 8 would. Yeah, you're right. Next game, we got Seahawks and the Rams. The Seahawks is still up 20-16 with 6:26 left in the fourth quarter. It's 1st and 10 at the LA 43, which is the Rams got the ball there. Really non-eventful game. I mean, hey, it is what it is. Here's a game that I can't believe.
Non-eventful. Seahawks is in the playoff race. The Seahawks is tied with first place with the 49ers. Don't disrespect the fighting Genos, man.
There it is. You got to the root of my pay. Geno, man. Like I just don't even understand how Geno is doing this, man.
I keep telling y'all, man, Geno has never been bad in the NFL. He got punched in his grill when he was with the Jets. He couldn't start because he had a broke jaw. Then he went on and left and went to Seattle. No, went to the Giants and sat behind Eli for a couple years. Then he been sitting behind Russ in Seattle. He's getting his first chance to play a couple games last year when Russ had the broken thumb. He played well, and he's a second in NFL in passer rating this year. Geno was a Heisman candidate at West Virginia Geno has never been bad.
But that's a good take, bro. Do me a favor. Review this Chargers Raiders game for me, man. Let's dive into that for me for a second.
You were just talking about pointless games with Seattle. Why we got to talk about the Chargers and the Raiders? You know I don't like the Raiders. I don't know how the Chargers are losing to them. Maybe because the Raiders are at home, but it's 24-13 right now. They get ready to start the fourth quarter. Jacobs had a nice long TD run when I was watching. Derek Carr is making a lot of bad decisions, but they're winning. And Herbert's struggling, so I don't know what are we talking about. I want to talk about the Chiefs and Bengals.
We're getting there. We're getting there. But the reason why I wanted you to review that game is because, of course, you don't like the Raiders.
I don't like the Raiders. I feel about the Raiders like you do the Giants.
And they're winning today. So I'm like, wow, this is crazy. I mean, we have Kelsey fumbled. We're gonna have to get the score on that here in a second. It's 2nd down and 1 at the Charger 6. The Raiders are about to score again. They're about to score again, man. Let's see what Derek Carr is over there doing, man. Derek Carr, 14-25, 228, 2 tutties, 1 interception. Josh Jacobs, 19 for 115. Woo! Josh is going. He's going ham right now.
I played him in my fantasy league.
He's definitely going ham. Here's the game we want to talk about: Chargers, the Bengals. Bro, the Chiefs and the Bengals. I picked the Chiefs, and it's like the Bengals are the Chiefs' kryptonite. B Dirt, what is going on, man?
Joe Burrow 2-0 against them, man. I mean,
bro, it's like he come in with a different swagger against them all the time, man. It's like, yo, I'm coming in here, I'm finna beat y'all. Don't nobody have that swagger against Mahomes. I don't know what it is.
Nobody but Joe Cool.
Joe Cool. Kenneth Walker went out with an ankle injury. Thank you for that, B Dirt, man. The stats on this.
That's a pointless Seahawks update, right?
I know, right? We already went through that. Patrick Mahomes, 12-22, 178. That's un-Mahomes-like numbers. Definitely when we look at Joe Burrow, Joe Burrow is getting busy. 16-21, 206, 1 touchdown. And Samaje, local Austin boy, is acting up. 17-85, man. He just needed his shot. I guess he just needed his shot behind the other fellow Oklahoma running back, Mixon, and he got his shot, man. He definitely got his shot.
Let's address some of these Facebook comments, man. Thank Roderick Simpson for watching, man. I know that's your family.
Yeah, that's a little bro. That's a little bro. We definitely finna jump in.
He agrees with me. Geno is a good quarterback. And then he's obviously ready to talk about how about them Cowboys. He ready to talk about them.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get into them, man. We're definitely gonna get into them. Rod talking about we gonna get into America's team, man. Thank you, Rod, for responding again. But before we do, man, let's talk about this Deion Sanders thing. This is a different thing. It's a different world that we live in. I don't know if you saw this, because we're gonna get on Deion and we're gonna get on Jerry, and then we're gonna get on the college football playoffs and who what we think about how people got there. And Rod, definitely you should stay around for this, because we're definitely finna talk about some of the stuff that we've already talked about. But Jackson State, all over TikTok, all over Instagram, they singing this song, "One Monkey Don't Stop No Show," right? And they talking about bye Deion. Man, the man was 26-5 in his 3 years at Jackson State, right? The coach, one of his other assistants, said something I thought was brilliant. He was like, I haven't heard anybody around the Jackson State community say, let's offer him more money to stay.
It's hard for Jackson State to offer more.
Hold on. He pointed out something. He pointed out something that you have to take account for. the business owners in these cities and Southern Miss for that coach, I think it was Mississippi State he brought out too. Business owners and local businesses around the college kicked it up so that way they could add more money and more support to their coaches to get an extension. But nobody offered him an extension. So for him to, just like Deion said, you're either ushered out of that job or you ushered into another one. That's the only way it's going to end. Just like he said, man, he did his time there at Jackson State. He did right by Jackson State. So for you to be singing a song talking about deuces, one monkey don't stop no show, how about give a man some credit for what he's done? How about allow him to step up and go to a place where there isn't much representation inside of college football as the head coach? Let him go there, man. Be happy for what he's done, the upgrades he's made to the program, and he's made this program one of the top programs in FCC. So what do you think about this? How do you feel about the whole Jackson State crowd talking about, if you want to leave, then leave. One monkey don't stop no show.
I mean, in full transparency, I feel like you biased towards Deion because he's one of your favorite Cowboys. So let me put that out there. But I also think Deion just is doing what you do. You have a job, you try and move on to the next job. Jackson State fans feel scorned. It's been so good, but I guarantee you, if Hugh Jackson at Grambling State gets another opportunity to coach in the league, he leaving. If Eddie George at Tennessee State get an opportunity to coach at a higher level, he leaving. I mean, so they just coming in doing the work you got to do to be a successful football coach. And when you're a successful football coach, other people want you. So
Fact.
I don't have anything against Deion doing what he's doing.
Facts.
But I understand Jackson State being scorned.
Yeah, you're right.
Scorned.
You're right, man. But that's you should just say, hey, man, thank you for all you done and leave. And you know what I'm saying? Just thank you. And he was class. I'll say this. B-Dirt said Prime is the show. He sure is. You can definitely, and he's about to bring the show to Colorado.
About Colorado, why go to the Pac-12? I mean, they about to be losing teams. UCLA leaving, USC leaving. You know what I mean? So I don't know how I feel about, but he's in D1 Power 5 football. So he can do something. And we're going to a 12-team playoff here year after next. So
I bet he make that. I bet he make that. For
we
real.
got a whole year to get ready, and then the next year it'll be the dance. Yeah. But if I was him, I probably would have went to UCF. I know they was offering him too. You know what I mean? He'd have been right there at home in Florida. He'd have been right there where the football ground is fertile, because we know Florida, Texas, and Georgia is like some of the top 3 of the top 5 football states as far as high school football.
Facts.
I mean, so I probably would have took that job, but I remember when the Colorado Buffaloes used to be good all the time. So I hope Deion brings some of that back. But it used to be in the old, what was it? The Big 8. What was they called back then? With Colorado, Oklahoma, Nebraska,
Texas. I forget what we would call. I think it may have been the Big 8 or something like that. Yeah. I think it may have been the Big 8. Yeah, but honestly, like I said, I think the run of the Buffalo is gonna mean something when we move forward. And here's the other thing: he had so much class to me. He told the boys, he said, "Hey man, first I want y'all to hear it from me. Second of all, don't everybody go try to hit the portal, because you hitting the portal don't mean you're gonna have a college to go to next year. You know what I'm saying?" He's like, if you want to transfer, talk to me. We'll talk about it, and he gave them sound counsel.
The players he want to come to Colorado.
Well, yeah, I mean, some of those players are going to come, but some of them are going to stay so they could get their chance to play out their college career. And he's right. He's right. If you hit the portal and he can't bring you with him, you know what I'm saying? Then what coach is going to want you? You have to, being in the portal. And this is something that I don't think youngsters even understand. That portal is going to be jam-packed tomorrow. I'm talking about jam-packed because tomorrow's the last day for you to declare if you're leaving and getting in the portal, right? So it's going to be jam-packed. And there's going to be a lot of people who are picked to go to different places and earmarked. Most people, when they jump into the portal, they're jumping into it because they already have a situation, and silently somebody's already been recruiting them. This is the nature of the game that we're in right now. When you jump in the portal, most of the time it's because somebody else said, we can use you over here, right? And so you jump in the portal.
Where your boy Hudson Card going?
Man, I don't know. He's gonna end up somewhere random. Like the quarterback before him ended up at Liberty. The quarterback from Baylor ended up at Liberty. He's gonna end up somewhere random. And like I said, I think that's good for Hudson.
Speaking of that, you think people mad at Hugh Freeze, Liberty coach, going to take the job at Auburn? Or is this thing with Deion about something different?
I don't think they mad at Hugh Freeze like that. Like I said, when it comes down to Deion, let's take the lead. When it comes down to Deion, they're scoring because of the simple fact that they feel like Deion used the SWAC to come up. But I mean, name me some athlete that goes to the minor leagues and don't have their eyes on making it to the pros. This don't equate to me. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Robinson Jr., if he got a chance to coach in the NFL, he would leave. You know what I'm saying? I mean, anybody who get their shot, like you said earlier.
Not to confuse Eddie Robinson Jr. with being the original Eddie Robinson's son, because he's not.
Right. But I'm just saying, he would leave. You know what I'm saying? He would leave. All of these.
It's a step up. It's a promotion.
It's a promotion. And come on. Even on your average everyday job, sirs, ma'ams, y'all are going to take a promotion. Y'all not going to stay in the same place your whole life. That's not what you do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some people are lifers, other people aren't, but at least go test the waters and see what you got. You know what I'm saying? That to me, that's the thing that hurts. That's the thing that hurts in this whole equation.
It worked good for both parties. Deion got to show himself to be a credible coach, and Jackson State had 2 great seasons they hadn't had probably since Walter Payton was there. I don't know, but I didn't know what they was doing because Deion wasn't there.
Right, 2 undefeated seasons. And guess what else? Game day came for the first time in ever. You know what I'm saying? To a HBCU. That's bringing light to historically black colleges and universities. That's bringing light to it. And to me, you're right. It was hand in hand. They both did the same thing. Now back on to this Herschel Walker, Jerry Jones, whole picture scenario. So we said we were going to chop it up just a little bit more, man. Stephen A. Smith is kind of came back to recant his statements. Pac-Man Jones even said, man, I don't care about what anybody's saying. He's done so much for African-American football players in the NFL that I'm not, you can't say nothing bad about Jerry Jones. And, Pac-Man got help by Jerry. Jerry helped him out of a bind.
Disagree with Pac-Man.
Here's the thing. When I start talking about this picture, we need to talk about this. Hold on, man. B Dirt said we're gonna have the same discussion at Prime in 5 years when he goes to a better program. No, we're not. That ain't nobody gonna care. They're just gonna say Prime goes to another college. Nobody's gonna care. It's only news because the SWAC is mad that he's leaving, because they brought so much money and attention to the SWAC.
Prime is ultimately positioning himself for Florida State job when that come available again.
Absolutely.
Go ahead about your Jerry Jones.
Without a shot of a doubt. So, and B Dirt, I need you to definitely chime in. Anyone in the chat, make sure you chime in because I want to hear your opinion on this too. Rod, Definitely, little bro, I want you to chime in. Big G, I know you're in the comments as well. I need you to chime in. This is what we need to talk about. When you're 14, 15 years young, and you live in a predominantly racist society, right? And you're raised in that environment, you kind of paint the town black when you say, or paint the town white when you say Jerry was there and being a part of it, right? We don't know. We weren't there. That's not my argument. And it's still not my argument. You know what I'm saying? But when you have people like Herschel Walker coming out saying stupid stuff. I mean, Herschel Walker came out the other day and said that people call him a coon, and he said he don't take no offense to it because a raccoon's a very smart animal. And I'm like, Herschel, man, some people just really need to be quiet, man. You need to go and let this stuff go. But the most intelligent arguments and that I'm hearing throughout this whole time is, you know, Jerry should come out and really talk about it. He should come out and talk about what it was like to be there, why he was there, how he feels about racism. You know, I don't necessarily think he needs to denounce racism, but he needs to have an opinion and share his take on it. You know what I'm saying? And they're bringing up sound bites. And it's funny that it's all coming up in a season where, you know, this team is really priming to do something very, very special. But, you know, it's one of them things to me that's crazy because we're holding this man accountable for something that he did someplace he was when he was 14. I know Tate. Now I know Tate. I got history. There's some places that if he had a picture taken of him in those places that are super questionable. And you know what? He was young and having to explain being young and dumb in a spot where you probably shouldn't have been. 60 years later? Come on, man. I don't get it. I think that's reaching. I think it's cancel culture. And you know, does he have racist ways? Who knows? I don't know him personally. If he does, then that's Jerry, and Jerry's gonna have to deal with that when he's going to be with the fall. But the other thing is here, he on the professional football team. I know that he done paid a lot of African American players and employed a lot of African American players. So here at this day, yeah, he making money, but he has employed them and he has treated them like, you know, for even Des Bryant had said, you know, he treats you like family. So in my mind, for this picture to come up and you automatically try to cancel Jerry and say he's this, he's that, without actually listening to him. And now, do I think do I think he needs to say something? He absolutely does. But, you know, we can't hold him to like his feet over the fire and say you're a racist because you was in this picture. You know what I'm saying? Take the floor is yours. But before it is, Brandon's Beat Hurst said Herschel been hitting the head too much. He has. Herschel really has scrambled eggs up there, man. I don't know what Herschel's doing, man. But for real. Go ahead, Tate. It's your take.
All right, man. We'll comment on a couple things you said. You said just the easiest one. You said the Dallas Cowboys are on the verge of something special. Is that getting a wild card? That's something special. But now to Jerry Jones' point, Jerry Jones was in Arkansas, you said 60 years ago, and picture was taken of him with a group of white guys stopping black people from doing something. Jerry Jones was there. I don't think we can give him kudos because he's paid black players. I mean, plantation owners had black slaves, right? I mean, you had the slaves, the big strong workers. You had some you like better than others. You had some that was house Negroes that had access to things, that could live in the house and all that stuff.
Is that what we doing though, Tate? Is that what we do? Is we're comparing him to a slave owner? Is that what we're doing?
In that what we was doing a few years ago when Houston, Texas owner said what he said about you can't let the inmates run the asylum.
Did Jerry say that though? And
no, but
here's the thing.
He
was 14.
You said the floor is mine. How many How many African American owners do we have?
We don't have many.
Okay. And I'm not comparing Jerry to a slave owner. It's a different time. I'm not suggesting that, but I'm suggesting how good would the Cowboys be if they had a team full of white guys? Everybody on the team was white. How good would they be in today's NFL?
No, nobody has a team that's
Well,
predominantly.
I understand that, but you giving Jerry kudos because he's paid some.
I haven't given him kudos. I just mentioned the fact that the players that he has paid speak well of him, and even players that have went on to other teams.
Why, Mark? Because he paid them.
Even players that went on. Hitchens, who plays for Kansas City, who has a Super Bowl with Kansas City, speaks well of Jerry Jones.
Jerry treats his players very well. Cowboys have everything. Jerry got all that money. He puts it back into the team. They training facilities. They accommodations in the locker room. All that stuff. And I might not even think so. I ain't gonna say negatively. I might not think when I think about Jerry right now. If the Colin Kaepernick thing, if he had came out and support the players in that, he didn't do that. He had his chance there. He's like, "Oh, you're a Dallas Cowboy. You're gonna stand up for the national anthem." Blah 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 blah. You know, he didn't even give them the freedom to make their own choices. Mm-hmm. If you're a Cowboy, you're gonna stand up. And that was about something. That was Colin Kaepernick was stand up against the unfair treatment of African Americans in American society when it comes to police. I mean, Jerry couldn't stand for that or let the individualities of the player stand alone for that. You know, so I'm on the fitness. As far as Herschel Walker, two things can be true. Herschel Walker can say some dumb things, and he can't be dumb because he is. But I mean, Herschel Walker and everybody in Georgia, anybody in Georgia watching this show, go vote in your special runoff election this Tuesday. Though they have record-setting early voting numbers for a runoff. So, but no, Herschel Walker is not fit and should not be a U.S. senator.
No, that definitely not. And moving right along, man, the college football playoffs have been set. I told you, Tate. I told you that Ohio State would not jump TCU. I said it would not happen because of the simple fact that the voters saw what we saw. The council saw what we saw. They saw this team get blew out to Michigan on national stage, and that's still in everybody's mind. But they're the better of the one-loss teams. Or excuse me, they're the best left of the one-loss teams, so they have to come and be a part of this whole thing. So I think, and here's my thought. I believe that the committee got it right. Georgia is number 1, Michigan is number 2, TCU is number 3, Ohio State's number 4. I believe they got it right. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and speak and jump ahead because I know I got to give Tate all of the information. I think it's TCU versus Ohio State for the national championship. There it is. I think, honestly, we'll get into the game a little bit more, but honestly, when you think about this, I'm going to tell you, TCU has the capacity to stop that Michigan running game. And then Michigan trying to throw against them is a problem. Michigan trying to throw against TCU is a problem. That's going to be a problem. They're going to have their issues. And then on the other side of the ball, stopping TCU is going to be hard for Michigan to do. They don't. I don't think they're more of a finesse team. That if you watch the Kansas State TCU game, you saw physicality. You saw people being fit. Same thing. Utah's a physical team. That's physical. They lined up and hit you in the mouth. But there you go, Tate. The floor is yours. I feel like the committee got it right. I feel like that we're going to see Ohio State TCU championship game.
I'm okay with TCU staying where they're at. I mean, TCU had like four or five one-score games. Shout out to my boy Chris. He likes Georgia. He even sent me a text early this morning when the selection show was on. He wanted me to tell Big G. Big G didn't make it. Chris said something. Maybe what he said. He said, "Well, time for the game. Big G has been won. Maybe after this, we'll make him a believer." So I don't know about that. But yeah, Chris is a huge Georgia fan. As far as TCU, I don't have a problem with TCU staying where they was at. I think it was whether they admit it or not. I think it's more or less because they just didn't want to jump into a rematch between Michigan and Ohio State. Let's not forget, we talked Ohio State did lose by 22 points, but that was at one point, that was a one-score game in the fourth quarter. Ohio State led at halftime. So, I mean, yeah, they folded the last 8 minutes of the game, but it's not bad as you want to make it out to be. I will say that. TCU should have lost to Kansas State the first time. Martinez got hurt in the third quarter. Kansas State was up 28-10. They come down, they get a miracle finish against Baylor.
Don't do that.
Off field goal.
Don't do that.
Don't do what, Ma? Your bias is because it's a Texas school.
You're saying it as a bias. How many top 25 teams beat?
Did they beat 5 top 25 teams?
TCU did, but how many did y'all beat?
Did they ever beat anybody in top 10?
How many did y'all beat?
We beat 2 that I remember, Penn State and
1.
Huh?
1.
No.
Oh, y'all was 2-1. Excuse me. Y'all were 2-1.
Notre Dame.
Y'all were 2-1.
Notre Dame, Penn State, and lost to Michigan. TCU probably beat 5 teams that was ranked 15 to 25 at best.
Kansas State, you do know Kansas State was ranked number 10 coming into that game, right?
I don't think they was, Ma.
You do know they were ranked number. Penn State was number 9. Kansas State was number 10.
When TCU beat them?
Yeah, coming into that game, Kansas State was ranked number 10.
Okay, I mean, I can't dispute that. We'll see when the game come. I think TCU gets rolled. I hope it's a good game, but I've been telling you the whole time it's going to be like Cincinnati last year.
Claude, what's up, man? I don't think so. You have a team full of Texas T. You know what I'm saying? They got speed. They are definitely no. Hold up, I'm saying you got a team full of Texas T. They got speed and they're physical. Cincinnati wasn't physical like that. This is a physical football team. They will tattoo your behind. They will come up and put that hat on you, man. They will put that wood on you.
Michigan didn't have any close games all year.
Illinois
was a close one. Yeah, they won with a walk-off field goal. You're right. But at one time, Illinois was ranked like number 12. Then they lost to Michigan State and kind of screwed their season up. But I do think, I hope it's a good game. I think Michigan wins. Georgia's favorite, but Georgia shows.
Give me your teams in the final.
Probably Georgia, Michigan. I hope Ohio State, Michigan. I'm not worried about Michigan losing to TCU. I think Georgia was kind of exposed yesterday. They had Garrett Nussmeier, freshman quarterback, redshirt. That the LSU offense got 549 yards. And like I was texting with Chris earlier, he said, "Yeah, we still won 50-30." I said, "Yeah, but consider one of them touchdowns was a gimme.
Yeah.
All them boys to do was go just touch the ball on the midfield, field goal. Yeah. I mean, but I think Ohio State gonna come in really focused. I remember back in 2014 when they beat Alabama like a drum. Alabama was favored like that. I think C.J. Stroud and Jigba's gonna come back and play. I think C.J. Stroud and that offense can find a lot against Georgia. I'm just worried about Georgia's physicality in the running game, how he's looked against teams that run the ball. That's the only part that worries me. We're gonna be able to move the ball against Georgia's defense just because of our wide receivers and our quarterback.
So, Chris, I'm gonna speak to you real quick because I know I see you in the comments. Chris, I just want to address the fact that what Tate said was real. There's a way to beat Georgia, and that way is you have a 25-year-old quarterback who doesn't get rattled, who's very skilled in the pocket. How you rattle him is you got ends that have to get up the field and make him step up in the pocket, and linebackers and defensive tackles who will take care of him. Ohio State has that. The other thing is on the back end, Chris, y'all can't stand with if Njigba plays, that y'all don't have enough to guard them. Well, Rambo or whatever his name is, that lone, what's his name?
In Jigba, Julian Fleming, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah, so no, but I'm talking about on the other side. They have a defensive back who's cold, and I think his name's Rambo or something. Huh? George.
Keely something.
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you something.
Number 5.
Don't have enough to stand up. Do not have enough to stand up against that receiver core. Only thing that bothers me, and here's the thing about that game: if Jackson Smith and Juka plays, if Pork Chop Williams plays, and Jackson and CJ Stroud runs the ball, Keely Ringo, there it is, Ringo, Keely Ringo. If the quarterback for Ohio State, CJ Stroud, runs the ball, Georgia's out of here, because it's one of those things that, if they can slow the ball down, slow the game down, and get to the quarterback, Georgia's rattled. But if he let him sit back there and have a pocket, they'll pick Ohio State apart. But I don't think they can stop the defensive ends from getting up the field, and I think that they'll get the quarterback on the ground. So that's why I picked Ohio State, Chris. But I do respect you, man. I do respect you, and I respect your team. I think your team is literally they're not the same team they were last year. They weren't the same team they are last year, but they're a complete football team. They are tough to beat.
Yeah, I mean, they're clearly the best team in college football. I mean, I feel like, and you know, B Dirt said, tell everybody bet Georgia and Michigan for the national championship.
I put it up.
Yeah.
Listen, you can bet them if you want, but I'm gonna tell you something. If you want to win some money, Ohio State, TCU, and guess what? When it happens, I will B Dirt. You don't know. This is the same dude that's talking to me that's done already lost the bet this year. You want another bet, B Dirt? Yeah, you want to bet this? You want to bet this? We can bet on this, because I'm gonna tell you. I know you're a Michigan fan, but I'm gonna tell you, y'all taking the L. First one out of here. Y'all going home. So if you want to make a bet, we can go ahead and make a gentleman's bet. I'm with you. Go watch Michigan's playoff.
Didn't he already have to come on here and wear a Dallas Cowboy hat?
He already had to come on here. He lost the bet. He had to come on here and wear a Dallas Cowboy hat. So listen, B Dirt, we can make another bet, man. Tell me in the chat. I'm with it. You done lost to me already, so you can lose again.
Of the top two teams, I feel like Michigan is more beatable than Georgia. But Georgia got the higher seed, but they're playing a tougher opponent, I feel like. But I guess I could come around and think Purdue gave Michigan problems in the first half last night.
Absolutely. And this is a TCU team that ain't finna let up, Jack. They finna come in there and they gonna give you everything they got for 4 quarters, man. Can y'all handle it?
Keep in mind, I'm rooting for a Ohio State Michigan national championship game. I'm rooting for that so bad. But you know, we'll see. New Year's Eve, they got the big game at 8:00 and the JV game at 4:00. So you know, we'll see how that goes, B-Dirt.
Again, Chris said, go watch Michigan playoff last year. Hutchinson and Ajobo did nothing. I hear you. Rod, I don't know what you put up there, man. We can't see it. I don't know what you put up there. But yeah, comment again. But listen, I'm going to tell you something. I noticed B Dirt ain't said nothing. He didn't want to put his money where his mouth is. I'm just saying, are you tired of buying hats? Are you tired of buying hats? You tired of buying shirts? What you want, B Dirt? Come on, man. If you really think that I'm wrong,
come on, man. Y'all beat Penn State, can't beat Ohio State or Michigan. Ohio State ain't scared to death of Michigan. Michigan has won the last 2 years convincingly, but don't forget about the 16 before that. You know, or the 2020 year, Michigan decided to use COVID as an excuse to stay home. They ain't want to get drummed that year. So you know, they've won 2 in a row. and they've looked really good. But the history doesn't go back that far. Talk about Ohio State scared of Michigan. That is not the case. That's why I hope we can get them in the national championship. I really do.
Yeah, unfortunately, you won't get that chance because I'm telling you, I can. You can write it down on a postcard right now. Set your clock by it. Michigan's taking an early exit. They're getting on up out of there. I tell you, the first probably like 24-13. They getting out of there. They getting out of there.
Wow.
It's gonna be.
Hey, time out. Put the fire up. Put it up.
Put the fire up. I got you. 24-13 TCU. They are not physical enough. They're not physical enough to beat that team, and that's what's going to happen. They are going to get out.
Michigan is physical, though. It should be a physical game.
They're going to get hit in the mouth.
Well, when you bring up the speed, maybe TCU a little faster than Michigan.
Not a little faster, a lot faster.
Okay,
a lot faster.
That boy, Donovan Edwards, at running back number 7, he fast.
Yeah, he is fast. But you got Texas T down here, man. You got Texas T all on every side of the ball, man.
Claude, they smacked. But like I said, if you tuned in early, I said that was a 1-score game in the fourth quarter. Ohio State led at halftime. It got away the last 8 minutes. The only bad half Ohio State had all year. They won by double digits every single game this year, outside of that one. So yeah, the 22. You a Steelers fan, Claude. You remember? The Browns ended up beating the Steelers by 12, but you remember that little last little flea flicker play where they throwing the ball back and the Browns scoopies and ran a touchdown?
Yeah.
Did they really win by 12, or was it a 1-score game? How would you characterize that one, Claude?
Yeah. Hey, he said I drink all the Texas tea, Martin, none left. Hey, listen, I'm gonna address you too, Chris. Now we can have another gentleman's bet with you too, Chris. We can bring you on the program and make you wear all TCU gear. This is what I want, B-Dirt. We're not doing just the hat. I want the hat and the shirt. I want a TCU hat and a TCU shirt being worn. I will do the same. If we lose the bet, I will sit here this whole time draped from head to toe in Michigan gear. I got you. I got you. Take the bet.
What is it?
Michigan will lose to TCU in that game, and I said that when they do lose, the Beagles just beat the Chiefs. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. But listen, B-Dirt, when you lose
3-0 against Mahomes,
3-0, he just got the swag. But B-Dirt, when you lose, I want you're gonna have to sit and listen. Here's the other thing. For 5 minutes, I don't want you to say nothing. You're gonna sit on the program with your TCU hat and your TCU shirt, and I'm gonna keep you right there. I don't want to say nothing. Then
can I get the same bet with Chris? You want to do that, Chris?
Chris, it's on you, Chris. It's on you.
You got to wear some Ohio State swag and come sit on the show here on YouTube for 5 minutes repping Ohio State.
Hey, I'm waiting on Chris in the comments, man. I'm waiting on Chris in the comments.
That would probably be on New Year's Day, the day after.
Listen, I'm waiting on B-Dirt. B-Dirt ain't said that he wants to bet. If you want to smoke, B-Dirt, it's all here, man. And Chris, if you want to smoke, it's all here. Just comment smoke. That's all you got to say. You want smoke, comment smoke.
Chris said he probably wouldn't be able to make it.
Hey, listen. B-Dirt said, oh, you probably won't. Listen, you send us a picture, Chris. Don't get away from it. You talking to Cass. Send us a picture. And you said, Mod ain't neither one of us been silent for 5 straight minutes. Listen, that's part of the bet though. It's a yes or no at this point. A yes or no at this point. And Chris, you can take a picture. We'll take your picture and we'll set your picture up in the KnoItAllZ so that everybody will know you lost. You want the smoke, just say you want the smoke. B-Dirt, you want the smoke. He said he could do a picture. So you want the smoke? Say you want the smoke in the chat. I'm just trying to see it because I'm tired of the bumping. If we're gonna get the smoke, B-Dirt, you've lost to me once already. Say yes, you want the smoke so that way I could go ahead and listen. For Christmas, you need to go ahead and get that stuff. You need to go ahead and go to the store, send away, So you'll have it there at the house. Do you name what your price names your price? No, listen, I don't want money. I don't want money. I want you to have to wear something on your body that hurts after your team took it. Okay, you in. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We in there. We got it. So everybody in the Know It All team and the Know It All nation, B Dirt took this bet now. TCU will beat Michigan. Now, if Michigan wins, I will sit up here for 5 minutes, not say nothing. And I will stay and be head to toe in Michigan gear. But if TCU wins, B Dirt, you just have to come on the show, blink, and look nice for 5 minutes.
Hey, B Dirt, I wear Michigan gear too from head to toe. If they beat Ohio State in the national championship if they play, but I want you to give me some of them Michigan Jordans so I can be head to toe in Michigan. I gotta have the Jordans.
Listen, hey, we out of here, man. We got to get our parting shots, man. Tate, man, talk to me, man. Give me your parting shot.
Man, I want to just piggyback on LeBron's take earlier this week about in regards to the media, man. Sports media. They make a big deal. Not that it wasn't. Like LeBron said, y'all ask me every day about Kyrie. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Jerry Jones picture. Y'all ain't asking me none of my thoughts about that. Why is that? I think we all probably know why it is. I think it's probably for a lack of representation in the sports editorial rooms, people that make the decisions about who they send out to ask what questions, what information they try and receive. I mean, like I said, we put Kyrie Irving all over the news, lead story in a lot of sports cycles. Jerry Jones thing kind of got brushed under the rug. It's really not fair. Sports media just do better and be more fair when you try and take a sports figure down. Take them down with equal opportunity. That's all I'm saying. That's my parting shot.
Love it, man. And address some of the Roger went crazy. He said, I can't even remember what I did at 14. But for us to be discussing a picture for when a man was 14 is crazy.
You know what I did at 14? And I'd be proud to have my picture taken. I came here as a kid from Ohio to Washington, D.C. to march on the Capitol for apartheid against South Africa. I was part of that at 14. Take my picture. No shame in my game. Jerry Jones.
Okay. But again, you've done some things at 14 that you definitely ain't proud of.
Like I stole my mom's car, that's personal. We talk about things out there that affects the perception of you in the mainstream. You know?
You said what?
I said what? Like steal my mom's car at 14 when I didn't get driver's till I was 16. I said we talk about things that affects your perception and the way you're perceived in the mainstream. Like I said, at 14, I'm marching on the South African embassy for against apartheid. You know, Jerry Jones could have made similar decisions at 14.
Yeah, but again, I'm saying there were good choices you made. There were bad choices we made. And Rod was also saying that he got Ohio State versus Michigan in the championship game. That's a safe one. That's a safe one. I do believe that Ohio State can beat Georgia. And Chris didn't take none of that smoke. But for my parting shot, you guys, man, one of the things that I would always like to say is thank you guys for watching, man. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube and Twitch so that when we go live, you'll definitely be there to receive you'll definitely be there to receive those messages. My parting shot is you guys, I'm with Tate. Tate kind of stole my shot, man. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. And I know life is not fair and we can't really use the word, but I'm saying, man, if we're going to have these discussions, let's have these discussions both ways. Let's not just have these discussions on a one-way basis talking about one group of people or one statue of people and not talking about the other. I know we've done it, when we talked about the Redskins owner, the Commanders owner, and when we talked about, the Patriots owner, but let's keep that same energy though. Let's keep the same energy. That Kyrie stuff stayed online for a long time. It definitely stayed online for a long time. So I agree. Let's keep the same energy. Let's make sure that when we report and we're because we have a podcast and we're talking about this stuff. And I think that we have done a great job of presenting balance in the equation. You and I, Tate, and if G was here, he'd do the same thing, man. I know we missing G. We're definitely missing G. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I can't wait till G get back next week. But until he gets back, me and Tate are gonna go ahead, Tate.
No, I said, man, yeah, G got to get back here with us, man. I mean, even on my Steeler podcast, man, you owe some receipts. People got record of some bad takes that you've made over the past month. They want to call you for out here in the public sphere.
Hey, man, G, you got receipts to answer, man. You got receipts to answer. It is what it is.
And corner time to give.
And corner time to give. You still got it. You still got it, man. Hey, but look, we thank you guys for watching, man. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. We out of here till next week. Peace.